Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's story is a little different. It all begins with a late-night radio transmission that could change the course of humanity. Sit back and enjoy.
Story 7. The transmission that changed everything. The independent radio station KFAR broadcasted from a small building outside Tucson, Arizona. It was one of those operations held together by duct tape and determination, run by enthusiasts who believed in the power of community radio, even in an age of podcasts and streaming. Marcus Chen did the late-night shift 3 days a week, playing whatever music struck his fancy and occasionally rambling about philosophy or politics or whatever crossed his mind. The beauty of the graveyard shift was that almost no one was listening, which meant he could experiment, could be weird, could let his mind wander on air. It was 2:30 in the morning on a Tuesday when it happened. Marcus was between songs, queuing up something from his vinyl collection. He insisted on playing physical media, enjoying the ritual of handling records and the warm sound of analog playback. The radio equipment started behaving strangely. Static pulsed in patterns, almost rhythmic. Marcus tapped the equipment, thinking maybe something was loose, but the pattern continued. Then, through the static, a voice emerged. It wasn't a human voice. Marcus knew that immediately, knew it in his bones in a way that defied rational explanation. The voice had qualities that human vocal cords couldn't produce, overtones and resonances that seemed to exist in dimensions beyond simple sound. And it was speaking English, or something close to English. The accent was strange, the cadence unusual, but the words were comprehensible. This is a message to the inhabitants of the third planet. We are approaching. We mean no harm. We seek dialogue. Please respond if you can hear this transmission. Marcus froze, his hand hovering over the equipment. This had to be a prank, right? Some local tech-savvy joker breaking into his frequency. But the signal strength was incredible, overpowering everything else. And he couldn't imagine anyone having the equipment to generate this kind of broadcast. "Hello?" Marcus said into his microphone, his voice uncertain. "This is KFAR in Tucson. Who is this? What is this?" The static pattern shifted, and the voice responded, seemingly directly to him. "We receive your signal. Coordination is difficult across the distance. We are approximately 36 hours from your position. Standard orbit. We wish to communicate before arrival. Are you a representative of your species' leadership structure?" Marcus almost laughed. Him? A representative? He was a night shift DJ for a station that maybe 300 people listened to on a good night. "No, I'm not. I'm just a..." "What do you mean, 36 hours? You're coming here?" "Affirmative. We have been traveling for significant duration. Your signals reached us. We interpreted them as invitation, music, mathematics. We wish to understand. We wish to exchange information." Marcus's mind raced. Should he be recording this? Should he call someone? The police? The FCC? The Air Force? But something made him keep talking, keep engaging with whatever this was. "What are you?" he asked. "Where are you from?" "We are." The translation is difficult. Explorers, learners, Our origin is far from here. We have traveled many of your years. We detected your transmissions, radio, television, the early attempts at directed messages to possible other civilizations. We followed them here. We assumed you were ready for contact. I don't think we are, Marcus said honestly. I mean, I can't speak for humanity, but I'm pretty sure this is going to cause massive problems. We understand. We have encountered unprepared civilizations before. Results are mixed, but we cannot turn back now. Our resources are committed. We will arrive whether you are ready or not. Marcus felt a chill run through him. There was something ominous in that statement, even though the voice had claimed peaceful intent. What happens when you arrive? We will orbit. We will study. We will attempt to establish communication with your leadership structures. We hope for peaceful exchange of knowledge, culture, technology. But we understand this may cause disruption. Change is difficult for established civilizations. Disruption? Marcus laughed, a slightly hysterical edge to the sound. That's one word for it. Marcus Chen, the voice said, and hearing his name in that inhuman voice made his skin crawl. You are the first of your species to speak with us directly. This places responsibility on you. You must inform your authorities, prepare them, tell them we are coming with open intention, but that misunderstanding could have severe consequences. How do you know my name? Marcus whispered. We have been listening to your broadcasts for the duration of our approach. We have learned your languages, your cultures, your conflicts. We know more about you than you might be comfortable with. We know your fears, your hopes, your capacity for both violence and compassion. Marcus felt simultaneously invaded and humbled. They had been listening to us, parsing our radio and television signals, learning everything about humanity from the messages we'd been broadcasting into space for decades. And now they were coming, drawn by our noise, expecting what? The conversation continued for over an hour. The being, if it was a single being and not a collective consciousness, Marcus couldn't tell, explained that they were from a civilization thousands of years older than humanity, that they had explored dozens of worlds, encountered hundreds of species at various stages of development. Some embraced us, the voice said. Some feared us. Some attacked us. Each civilization responds according to its nature. We cannot predict how yours will respond, but we hope for wisdom over fear. Marcus asked about their technology, their world, their motivations. The being answered some questions and deflected others, maintaining boundaries even while claiming openness. It was like talking to someone who wanted to be friendly but was also deeply alien, operating from assumptions and values that didn't quite align with human thinking. As their conversation wound down, the being gave Marcus coordinates, locations where their ship would be visible when it arrived, times when communication windows would be open, frequencies where they would be broadcasting. Share this information, the being said. Let your species prepare. We will arrive in 36 hours. What happens next will be determined by how your people choose to respond. Then the signal cut out, returning to normal static and the usual background noise of radio spectrum. Marcus sat in his broadcast booth, staring at the equipment, wondering if he'd just had the most important conversation in human history, or if he'd experienced some kind of mental break. He had recordings. The equipment automatically captured everything. He had notes, coordinates, frequencies, but did he dare use them? If this was real, releasing this information would cause immediate panic. If it wasn't real, he'd destroy his credibility and possibly his station's license. Marcus decided to take the middle path. He called the local Air Force base, explained what had happened, provided his recordings. Then he waited. 12 hours later, government agents arrived at the station, confiscated his recordings, and interviewed him for 6 hours straight. They neither confirmed nor denied the reality of what he'd experienced, but their intensity told him everything he needed to know. They took it seriously. Marcus was released with stern warnings about national security and classification. But by then, it was too late. Other radio operators around the world had picked up the same transmission. Amateur astronomers had detected unusual objects entering the solar system. The secret couldn't be contained. Panic spread across social media and news networks. Governments issued contradictory statements. Some called for unity and preparation for peaceful contact. Others mobilized military forces. Religious leaders offered various interpretations: second coming, demonic invasion, divine test. Marcus watched it all unfold from his small radio station, feeling the weight of his role in initiating this cascade. He'd been the first to make contact, the first to hear their message, and now humanity was fracturing under the stress of imminent contact. 36 hours after his conversation with the being, the ship arrived. It appeared in orbit, visible to the naked eye. A massive structure unlike any human spacecraft, its surface covered in what looked like living light, pulsing and shifting. It took up a significant portion of the sky. Impossible to miss, impossible to deny. Marcus stood outside his station, looking up at the visitor, and wondered what would come next. Would humanity rise to this moment or fall to its worst impulses? Would the beings keep their promise of peaceful intent, or had they been hiding their true agenda? He thought about all the science fiction he'd read, all the scenarios humanity had imagined for first contact. None of them quite matched this reality, the mixture of awe and terror, the political chaos, the sheer overwhelming fact of something incomprehensibly advanced hanging in the sky above. The future was unwritten. Everything humanity had been, everything it had believed about its place in the universe had changed in the course of one radio transmission in the middle of a Tuesday night. And Marcus Chin, a small-time DJ with maybe 300 listeners, had been the one to receive the message that changed everything. He continued to broadcast even as the world transformed around him. People needed information, needed connection, needed voices speaking calmly through the chaos. And maybe, in some small way, his broadcasts would reach the beings above, would help them understand the complicated, frightened, hopeful species they'd chosen to visit. The sky glowed with alien presence, and humanity held its breath, waiting to see what came next.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more. We'll see you next time.